At Tempe High, students aren't learning Chinese, Indonesian or Arabic, they're learning Wiradjuri, an Indigenous language that originates from northwest New South Wales. And why do you think it's useful to learn Wiradjuri?
Well, like just having the knowledge of the way you live. And
What do you like about it?
I don't know, because just like learning new languages and all that.
Do you think it should be compulsory in schools?
Yeah, it should be compulsory in schools.
And why?
Because we've got such a rich history and it'd be good to continue that history through the language.
Wiradjuri teacher Lee Carr at Tempe High says the greatest challenge in her classes is having access to resources and engagement with community language groups.
If we could have sort of more community groups where we could actually get together and just speak in language, again needs funding, but that'd be awesome.
In the late 18th century, around 250 distinct Aboriginal languages were spoken. Now only 60 are considered still alive. What was the first language spoken here in Sydney? Chances are you haven't heard of the Eora language because no resources or full dictionary exist thanks to the British. But a team in Redfern is about to change that. Historical linguist Jeremy McDonald-Steele had to fly to London and visit the National University to study the first British notebooks by note-takers such as William Dawes and piece together a dictionary.
Four Winds, which is one of the first pages, possibly the first page on this notebook, and done by William Dawes.
He explains it was a long process.
Well, basically what you've got to do, at least what I did, was get the word lists as they were written down and then have them transcribe them myself into a common way, a common writing system. And that took ages.
After pulling together this resource, Jeremy joined forces with another historical linguist to teach the language to kids in Redfern.
There hasn't been anyone with the knowledge of the Sydney language who wishes to pass it on to the Aboriginal people themselves. And in the past, perhaps Aboriginal people have also resented the idea of having some whiteys telling them about their own culture. But, you know, there's been that gap. There's been 200 years in which the language basically wasn't known and spoken in the Sydney coastal area. And that's the place we call Eora, because nobody inquired among the First Fleet officers, what's the name of your language? What's the name of the people here?
Jeremy and Keith now hope that students can take on the language resources and teach others.
That's what we're trying to do now. We're trying to get as much younger generation in here so we can hopefully in the future take it ourselves and go out and teach other young Aboriginal kids.
Soon there may be more than just Wiradjuri taught in Sydney schools.
Gaba,
Warga.
done.
And the Eora language could be common lingo on the streets. Libby Hogan, Tip of the Tongue magazine.